to see people that are broken, basically, and you try and put them back together and try and help them. And I think there are a lot of women out there that have a great experience, and that's fantastic, because what we want is all women to have a great experience, but the reality is that just doesn't happen.
I'm actually the officer in charge of my watch, so I plan our day. Generally speaking, it will definitely include some training with our equipment, some fire safety within our community. I've been in the fire service 20 years, so things were done a little bit differently back then. I'm not surprised to hear that only 7% of the fire service is female. The number hasn't grown very much at all in the last 20 years. I think it's a shame. I love my job, but I just don't know that it's a career choice for many women.
I've been in the fire service 20 years, so I had quite a few years where there was no female firefighters. Like any industry, it's a change, so people wonder what it's going to be like. I think the fire service dealt with it quite well. The females that we've got in the fire service are really, really good, really, really capable of doing the job, and I think that's all that matters. It's if you can do the job, doesn't matter who you are, what background you come from, and I think they've integrated really, really well.
There are some great success stories out there, and there are a lot of women in the fire service that do have great experiences. We just have to be mindful that that's not the case for all women, unfortunately. It's really hard when you're a woman in the fire service, but when you're a woman trade unionist and somebody that is a little bit more outspoken, it can be just perceived as being very negative. Certain managers don't like it. They don't like our fire service being portrayed in a negative manner. It's always very much like, oh, everything's fine here. And actually, you don't have to scratch very deep to find out that actually there's a lot of services got huge problems.
Yeah, there's a huge gender imbalance, and I've worked with other of my female colleagues and some of the male colleagues actually to try and encourage other women to consider the fire service as a career. And if I'm really honest, I don't have any of my friends who would want to come and work in the fire service. To them, working outside, perhaps getting dirty, seeing unpleasant things, doesn't actually appeal to them. From another point of view, I try and turn it around about all the fantastic community engagement work we do, but it really is a personal choice.
There are pockets of issues around bullying, harassment and victimisation, and although I'd say it's getting better in certain areas, it's still quite prevalent. It's getting better slowly, but it is very slowly.
I think the type of work that we're in, we wouldn't let it happen anyway. The crews wouldn't let it happen. If anyone was to get out of line, they'd soon be put back in line, and it works with both male and female.
In Hertfordshire, I believe we now have 24 women within the fire service, whereas when I joined, I was the third, so we just had 3. So there's definitely more women in the fire service.
Because of all austerity measures, and obviously the fire service under massive cuts, when it all started to happen some years ago, the first thing that fell off the agenda was the equality agenda. The equality just fell off completely. We don't get a vote now, and we don't get any negotiated facility time off, so we kind of do it all in our own time. It felt like it went back 10 years. It felt like it was okay to be the boys' club again.
Everyone's got their own skills. I'm not the biggest firefighter, so I'm not as strong as some of the bigger lads, but I do the same job. If there's something really heavy lifting that needs doing, you get the bigger firefighters to do it. But they can't get through a skylight window, I can. Everyone brings their own skill set. But as a team, we cover so many skill sets, we can achieve anything.
Within the service, we have an equalities officer who will deal with any alleged isms of any description. Hertfordshire Fire and Rescue are really committed to equalities of male and female firefighters and a welcoming environment to work in.
I wanted to correct you on that. In London it's 6.5, but the national is 5%.
I'd really encourage anybody thinking of a career in the fire service to just go for it. It's a brilliant job. I love coming to work. Every day is different. If you do apply and you're unsuccessful, don't give up. Keep going. Don't give up. Follow your dream.
We're just a big family, really. We have a laugh, but when there's work to do, it's serious and we do it well.